Hey, what's going on, everybody? Your boy JC. Everyday Thoughts is in the building. Everybody gather around. You know what time it is. Today's topic is: does social media ruin social media ruin relationships? Special guest for me today, uh, BB. So everybody gather around.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
What's going on with you?
Just living life.
All right.
How are you?
So, I'm good. Blessed and highly favored. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, tell everybody about yourself.
Say talk about myself.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. Let me put these earbuds in because I seem to be able to get a better my communication going on. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah, I can hear you.
perfect. So, what part of me do you guys want? You want the I'm just a secretary, single mom, trying to do my things feel, or the up and coming radio personality spiel? Anywho, I'm BB on Facebook, BB Trinette, that is. You guys can find my Facebook page, BB Speaks. I also have a show that comes on my radio Chicago Saturdays at 2 p.m. and my forehead is like super shiny. Do you see that, JC? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little shiny forehead. But anywho, that's where I'm at, and I'll repeat that information at the end of this broadcast. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to have anybody that want to join me and stuff. But yeah,
Indeed.
though, today's topic is: does social media ruin relationships? I'll take the lead. I'll say for me, no, it doesn't. But at the same time, though, it does play a factor of how we interact with one another. A lot of people are afraid to go outside, go to any kind of events, any kind of plays, any kind of festivals, um, and they just strictly rely on social media to meet people or talk to people. You know,
Mhm.
because every time you go out, only thing you see people having is their phone, they're looking down, not paying attention. It's like we become obsessed or consumed with social media. So, what's your take, though?
How do you wave at people on here? You're so advanced with this stuff. I love it. No, I just want to shout out to Joyce. Hi, Happy. Hi, Delila. That's my boo. My take on it is pretty simple. I don't believe that social media ruins relationships. People do. They ruin the relationship. I mean, you gotta think about it. We've always had access to social media channels at least since the late '90s. I mean, how many of us had like Black Planet? You know, how many of us had MySpace? You know what I mean? Did those ruin anybody's relationship? If they did, it was
No.
because of something that they set up for it to happen, whether it was consciously or subconsciously, and they got caught up. So I don't know that it's just the live forum, that everything is in real time now, that makes people feel like, that Facebook ruins relationships, or keeping your relationship off of Facebook is gonna make the relationship last. But I disagree. If that relationship was doomed, it was gonna be doomed anyway, whether you was on social media or not.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you on that. What's going on, Rochelle? What's going on, Jolly, Charlene? What's going on, everybody? But yeah, though, I mean, like I said, you don't have the right amount of communication. You don't trust each other. You guys aren't seeing eye to eye on things. Y'all have come with a lot of disagreement, a lot of bashing towards each other, no kind of love, no kind of compromising, no sign of submission towards each other. You guys can't see
Mhm.
from each other's point of view. Then yeah, you will have chaos. Social media a lot of times it hides stuff. It hides what's going on behind the scenes because you can have a picture of you and your boo, but they don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They don't know y'all are arguing, y'all happy, y'all satisfied, but because y'all taking pictures, everybody is going well. So you always
Yeah.
have to be cautious of any kind of pictures you see because you never know what's behind the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then there's always those background conversations taking place. See, a lot of times what the problem is that some people live for a certain status on Facebook and then still be themselves in real life. You know what I mean? Like, so I'll give you an example. If you are someone and you guys are married and you've been in a relationship, you've been in your marriage for about 5 years, and I'm the one who's secretly in contact with my ex. Okay, I'm the one that is secretly in contact with my ex, and this was like maybe my first love even, and we chit chat on the inbox, and nothing really distasteful. Of course, he still got a thing for me. He's mentioned it, but I always fluff it off. No big deal. I'm married. I'm happy. This is just a good friend. I done already told myself this is just a good friend. And then so here I go posting a picture of my husband and we out on date night or something like that and we look happy. Well, if he come and make a comment up under it, that's that's how Facebook quote unquote ruins relationships. If he come and say something on some hater type stuff like y'all show, it could be something as simple as y'all sure do look happy. You know what I mean? And if your husband know who that is, he gonna be like, well, I thought y'all wasn't friends. Like, why are you friends with him on Facebook? Y'all went to high school prom together and all this stuff. Like, why are y'all friends? So that in itself, it's not so much that Facebook itself caused anybody to ruin the relationship. It's that level of insecurity that one may have. It's the suspicion. It's the non-trust factor that one may have for their mate. It doesn't have anything to do with social media, because I'm one that believes that if you still doing stuff, keep your relationship off of social media. Period.
Yeah, and also too, that's why it's always important to set boundaries. What
Right.
you can and can't do. And a lot of times, men and women, they do struggle with that. As far as liking people pictures, who to accept, what to inbox other people. So it's all about
Mhm.
coming down to a level of respect. In the
Yeah.
day.
I'm looking at some of these comments. You want to read some of these comments? What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
Good
You want to
afternoon, everybody. Y'all popping in. I love it. Man, look.
we don't
What's
know
up,
everybody.
y'all? Read. I see you. But
Yeah,
let's
I read. Yeah, I read Jamie's comment. She said social media does not ruin relationships. It gives people the tools to ruin their own relationships. Yeah, that's
hello. Hello. Thank you for saying that. Hey, Tanja. Good afternoon.
Jamie also said we are in the age of screenshots. People think that creeping around on Facebook is okay until the women/men get screenshots of conversation and pictures and such.
Mhm. Yeah, like seriously, like if I wanted to be a shady biatch, I mean, I got stuff I could screenshot and send people woman and hit them on the inbox and, you know, have questions. But I choose not to be messy like that because even though I know that that person shouldn't be doing what they're doing, I would just rather unfriend them. And if it starts to become too much, then they get blocked. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm going to respect your relationship before you respect your own because I respect me. So, but I understand everybody don't go under that same more, and it ain't all the time. It just could be the mood that you in that month. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy because people will be tempting, and you'll wonder like, man, like if it's like that at home, then why they don't just break up with them? Why you popping in my inbox? You know, why you trying to sneak in and get a little attention over here? What's
Yeah.
the problem?
Yeah, I mean, my only thing is, like I said, your relationship, you agree to be monogamous, then you need to have respect for each other's, have boundaries and have respect for each other. Don't sit up there and inbox people. You know, you should be doing calling people late at night. Um, you in a relationship, that's what I'm saying. Just be single. Don't just be in a relationship acting single. And that's what a lot of people gotta realize, men and women. You gotta do that.
Yeah. Now I will say I feel like some people find monotonous things to pick and pry and go through Facebook with a fine tooth comb and then try to turn around and blame Facebook for the demise of that, or blame not necessarily demise, but maybe the tumult in their relationship. Like if you got male opposite sex friends, then you know that I have opposite sex friends. Life so long, we done probably went to different schools. We done went to different, worked at different places, so we know different people. And somebody that can just be truly a platonic friend, for you to flip out for them liking on all my pictures, I'm not finna deal with that. I'm just not gonna deal with the guy that's got a problem with folks liking on my stuff, or coming up with the heart eyes and all of that. Cause people do that. It's just social media. Like they can't touch me and reach out and do something. It's just social media. Like you probably ain't talked to that person in years, and they come up and they go gaga, over a picture or something, just being silly. So I feel like people that are insecure need to stay off of social media. Period. Cause sometimes that happens too. We got a lot of people that's just insecure out here, and they don't know how to handle, having a relationship and maintaining that certain level of jealousy that's always rearing its ugly head. Just stay
Yeah,
off
that's
my page. Like I know some people that ain't even friends with their significant other on Facebook. Like that's how bad it is sometimes. They not even friends with their significant other on social media.
yeah. I mean, also too, like I said before, just because they are friends doesn't, and they're having all these pictures doesn't mean everything's going well inside that relationship. So yeah, let me read some of these comments. As Matthew said, I can't understand why people think that Facebook is a dating site. I feel you want to find a date, go to Plenty of Fish or something like that. I see people relocating to a whole other city after meeting someone on Facebook. It makes no sense to me.
Man,
Um,
come on now. I'm not finna judge nobody that want to relocate, find love on
yeah,
Facebook, on social media. Because there's
yeah,
so many different social channels outside of just your news feed. Go ahead, JC. I know you can speak on that one.
I mean, the whole thing is, I was in a online relationship, so I kind of know it do work. But you still gotta have the core value. You still have to have trust. You still have to have principles within a relationship. You're whether you're long distance, whether you're living in the same state, same bed, etc. You still have to have boundaries set. So, I mean,
Mm.
like I said, Facebook, Plenty of Fish, Black People Meet, Match.com, they're all ways to meet people. And I don't think you should try to limit yourself. But I do feel that you having this many options of people, you can kind of cloud your judgment of who to actually seek out and who to actually try to meet up with. Because you do have a lot of options to meet different people, men and women.
Yeah, because, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. If you're on social media at all, you never know. I'm just somebody that believes you never know where you're going to meet your mate. You don't know when you're going to meet your mate. It could be on social media. It could be at the grocery store. It could be at church. I just like social media. you know?
Yeah, I
So,
mean, you could. Well, also too, it kind of handicaps you because you feel like if you're always on social media trying to rely on dating apps, Facebook, whatever it is, that you really can't just find somebody at your grocery store. at the movie theater, etc. Sometimes you don't really feel like just going out meeting other people. You have
Right.
all this in your hand, basically. So you think that it handicaps you as far as people want to get motivated to go out and meet people in the real world, as far as face to face?
Yeah. Did you see my post the other day when I was saying that sometimes I have to make myself go and be sociable?
Yeah,
It's like that sometimes. It's like now that we're all connected and we had this luxury of social media that you do actually have to make yourself interact with people in real life sometimes because it's just real convenient to sit up, like I just post up on my couch and turn on a movie or whatever show that I'm watching, binge watching or something at the time, and just like hang out with my friends on social media, like chit chat, start up discussions, be laughing, joking, and just having a good time. Like, and then I will actually, especially during the wintertime, oh yeah, it's real bad. If it's cold here, cause y'all, you in the warm all the time.
nah, what you
We,
mean? We in cold weather up here too. What you mean?
but that cold weather don't make you motivated to get up and go put on boots and coats and stuff like that to go to somebody's networking event that you should be at to grow your business. That just kind of make you be like, no, I just go to the next one. You know, we getting off subject, but does anybody have any questions like when it comes to like social media and relationships? Like, let's talk to some of the people. Like, what have you experienced when it came to your relationship? And do you feel like that if social media wasn't involved, that you'd still be with that person? Or um, this social media reveal something about you and your mate? Because I know that some people like have it out on social media. Couples, you ever seen that? Couples have
Yeah.
it out on social media. Do you and your mate have it out on social media? Um, and then if you're a single, what do you feel like that the next person that you start dating or talking to, are you going to change your status when your status really changes in real life? That's something that we talk about a lot. Like, are you the type that'll change to in a relationship if you in a relationship? Or do you have a problem with your significant other not changing their status? I know those was all loaded questions, but they different situations um, and different things that would apply to people in social media. So everybody can answer the one that they feel most comfortable with answering.
Yeah, I mean, but as far as to answer your question, I mean, it all depends on each other's core value. Because some women don't want to be in the spotlight. Some men don't want to be in the spotlight. And you see the ones that are real successful, they're not really going back and forth on social media. They're really working on inside the house, taking care of business. They don't really have time to, be on social media all day and stuff. They focus on working and building, focus on the mate. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I like this question. Woo! Can I read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, cousin Angie, before I go into this, Sarita, good question. She says, what if a man is married but his Facebook page status states he's single? How should his wife handle that? And all his friends on Facebook are women. Man, come on now. That's a the wife
That's
should
kind of
handle
cool,
that
question.
by handing him them divorce papers. That's what that, in my opinion, that's not a married man. He out here perceiving his portraying himself as a single man, and I would make that whole lifestyle easier for him. Here you go. It's time to the bye bye. Seriously, because to me, that's the thing that I have an issue with is that people try to act like social media is so separate from real life. Oh, that's just Facebook. Oh, that's just Twitter. Oh, that's just Instagram. These are real people behind these computers and real people behind these phones that's typing real stuff, real shit out their own mouth, but on they through their thumbs. So how you gonna sit here and try to separate the two? I've had an ex that be like, "Oh, don't worry, babe, that's just Facebook, that's just social media. And he was able to go me for a little bit with that, but it all came to a head eventually anyway. I'm not really comfortable with the man that don't want to be sharing his real status on Facebook. That is the problem to me. I don't have a problem with having that discussion and saying, okay, baby, we don't have to be um changing our status, but that man that shows that resistance on that level, I got a question about him. I question that because why is it that much of a big deal? Just like a lot of times people will go there and say, oh, why is it such a big deal for me to change it to in a relationship? The same question applies. Why is it a big deal for you not to change it?
That's all I'm saying.
So, mm-hmm.
Like I said, it all comes down to each other's core value. But like I said you married, you said you single, you should be able to put that out there and you know put that stuff out in the atmosphere so there's no kind of mixed signals towards other people and people you've already dated, you might have slept with. Let that be known. You're supposed to be proud with your wife, your husband, or you're sitting together. You really shouldn't be going to people's inboxes unless it's like business oriented. But as far as trying to like, hey, how you doing? Late nights, like all that got to slide. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
say if you really want a relationship, you really want a marriage, or you just want the title, but not the responsibilities that come with it. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's why I would say as far as your core values, whatever your core values is, you want to be single, go out there, be single. You can talk whoever you want to talk to. But when you get in a relationship, don't settle there and act single when you know your relationship. So that's not fair to the other person. Once again,
Yeah.
you want that person, that man, that woman for that person. So no, you won't let nobody bless
Right. To me, it's the equivalent as walking around outside saying you're single. It to me it is. There's no difference. Like we all adults, there's no difference between having your status as single and you either a whole marriage or in a whole relationship, and some woman walk up on you and say, "Hey, I don't see a ring. Are you married? Are you single?"
you.
And they turn around and say, "Oh, I'm single." Ring still sitting in the car in the glove compartment or something. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. So I just feel like people need to be upfront. Yeah, no, social media shouldn't have a lot to do with your relationship. Now we'll say this as a single woman, I particularly don't care to change my status until I'm married because that is something that I would like to be one day, soon. Not like putting a rush on it or anything like that, but just in the sense that I'm still dating. I haven't decided. Nothing's set in stone. Now, if me and that person decide that we want to convert it to get serious, and he actually initiates that, cause see, with me, I want it to be the man's idea. I don't ever want to come off like I'm pressuring him to change his status on. I know, girl, look for that ring tan. Do it all the time, but they be so slick about it. They usually don't have their ring on more times than when they tanning or something, when it's hot outside, that's when they got the ring off. So, but back to what I'm saying is that in the meantime, I just don't feel comfortable if me and that person are not on that level to change my status. Like we might have made a verbal agreement that we in a relationship, but I also feel like a lot of times that's especially like when you aspiring or you're already in the limelight and you already in a spotlight of some capacity, it's not a good idea to change your status. Like for those that are teetering on that celebrity status, I don't think that you should just be jumping back and forth with your status. Because say for instance you with somebody for about 3 to 6 months and you change your shit to in a relationship and now you gotta change it back to single when y'all break up. I'm not about to do all of that back and forth stuff. So it's really got to be something serious for me to change my status.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, you gotta, like I said, the social media ruin relationships. Now it's always the people. Like I said, you allow anything to come between you and that person, then that's your own fault. Especially y'all being honest and y'all being transparent. You really shouldn't let nothing really stop y'all from being one. Whether it's social media or whether any kind of addiction that you may have, whether it may be sex, alcohol, you got to figure out what's the best for you, your situation, and not try to blame outside forces within your marriage. Because there are going to be distractions that come up, but it's all about how you handle it, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly how you handle it. I just want to address because I seen her comment a couple of times. First of all, hey, Christy May, how you doing? Um, I see that you wrote my status went from married to complicated to no status at all. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. That's rough. Unless you're not sad about it, then we can celebrate. But just from the mere bringing it up, it sounds like it wasn't something favorable to you, and I'm sorry because people should be more upfront, like JC is saying. People should be more honest and transparent about what they're doing and their intentions and stuff like that. I think my biggest issue with people in social media sometimes is if they feelings change in real life, they should change on social media. Like seriously, like stay in alignment all the way across the board. Don't be teetering on one hand here and then something else over there. Don't sit there and pour out your feelings in front of me and then get right like make you want to throw something at his head. So I'm
You said, well,
sorry,
no,
Christy. I said that shit would make you want to throw something at his head.
who, me?
No, I'm just saying, talking about, when someone does that, like when you all are in person with each other, because I've been through that situation. When you in person with each other, that person is really rolling out all of this affection for you, talking about how that you all are on the same accord, and then get right on social media and make a post talking about drop a sexy selfie and stuff like that. Like you can't be doing all of that. To me, that's acting single, and it's totally uncalled for. Or I know, Marlon, you think this is basic knowledge, but it's not. I mean, to some it is, to some it ain't. For me, it is. I mean, I get it. I mean, you want to read what he said? Right,
He said, at
Christy,
the end of
because,
the
I
day,
mean, I'm surprised you ain't take Buddy head off, Christy. Like, for real, that's uncalled for. At the end
yeah,
of the day, commitment comes first. It's really not that hard, folks. It is for people that don't have self-control and discipline.
yeah.
That's the problem. Social media don't ruin nothing. Folks' lack of self-control and discipline does. Too many wandering eyes. Too many selfish people out here. That's the problem. And you hate to have your mate or your spouse on a leash all the time. I feel like as a woman, I shouldn't have my man on no leash. And, got to go back and look at his social media to see what kind of activity he had for the day, or try to pair up where he say he at against his check-in spot. That's immature to me. And unfortunately, so many times we got to do that shit. Excuse my language, but we do. We be having to do
I ain't
that
gonna,
stuff.
man. I ain't gonna sit in the babysit you.
I know you don't, JC. You one of the
I ain't gonna
goodies
sit in
out
the
here.
babysit you, man. We ain't for all that. We both adults. Like I
You
said, you
know,
want to meet other people, then go do it. I just ain't gonna
but
be
it's
with
I'm just coming down on some of your male colleagues here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's what happens. You telling me you one place, you at the gym, and then you check in at freaking Red Lobster an hour later. How, Sway? You know what I mean? Like they is the games, the constant games, the desire for so much attention all the time. Like the attention that you giving a man is never enough. And I get tired, and we had some talks a few times back. We was talking about why black women so angry. That makes you angry. That makes you angry. Some of that stuff make you angry because there's no reason to be out here lying.
you. Yeah, yeah, I do agree with that. You know, like I
Yeah,
said, you a man or woman out there still acting like you single. Nobody should have to babysit you. I should have to, take your phone and hide it or check it. Like you so old for that. I understand you in grade school. I understand you in elementary school, middle school, but You're not my son, you're not my daughter. Like, I shouldn't have to keep someone checking up after you. See,
Mm-hmm.
you talking to, you not talking to, like, too over them.
Right.
The
Let
whole
me
thing
read some
is,
of this. Oh, go ahead. Your whole thing
oh,
is.
my fault. No, I just want to say, like, if I gotta sit there and keep, babysitting you, then I don't need to be with you. Like, I don't know what kind of trust factor, then I don't need to be bothered with you.
Yeah, if I can't trust you, then we ain't got nothing. And I'm gonna say this because we on a live, and I'm gonna stand by my word. And I've told my girlfriends this, and I've told, the person that I was seeing this. My trust is directly tied to my vagina. If I can't trust you, you don't get access. It's that simple to me. And if I can't trust you, and you out here doing underhanded crap, then what's the point? What is the point of us even dealing? I'd rather somebody be a honest scoundrel. Like, I'm that woman that you better tell me, like, look, baby, I really like you. I like how this is going, but I'm not really ready to be in no committed relationship. You know, for whatever reason the case may
Yeah,
be. Fill in the blank. I like how we spend time together. I want to keep things casual for a little while and see how this goes. I'm down for that, brother. You feel me? I'm not down for the one that want to sit there and talk about how he want to be in a commitment, how he just want us to be just me and him against the world. He feeling me so much. Oh, how I could be wifey in the next few months and doing all of that, trying to finesse you. And then you look up and he being a whole single person on social media and dating sites.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
get tired. I get tired of the games. Felicia said social media can't ruin anything that's not already broken. That's true. It might. It's gotta be somewhere it's broken somewhere. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story because I'm looking at what Chrissy said. She said he wanted me to post pictures of him on my page. I felt like he was deliberately trying to clown me. Unfortunately, they try to. I'm not putting that before for the men that's in the room. I'm not trying to generalize every man because every man ain't like this. We talking about the fuck boys of the world. Let's just be honest here. The ones that have a problem with being honest. And I feel Christy about that, because there was a guy, we were just friends. I met him, in some social stuff, just kind of a mixer of party and that kind of thing, and we stayed Facebook friends. I knew he had a girlfriend at the time, so I never crossed any lines with him. He goes on to tell me he don't have a girlfriend, right? This fast forward and some months later, he goes on to tell me him and the girl broke up. So to me, that's opening that door for me to be a lot more comfortable with him, and I have those boundaries that I would put up with a guy that's seeing someone seriously or that's with a married man. I am a different person. My conversation is different with a man, like, cause I can be a platonic friend without having to be all sexual and flirty and all that kind of stuff. We don't have to do all of that. We could just be talking about politics. We could be talking about business. We could be talking about world events and issues and all that kind of stuff. We don't have to be talking about what color my panties are. But when a man lies and say he not in a relationship, that kind of changes the conversation with the googly eye, with the hey princess, hey sweetheart, hey love, how you doing today? Good morning, beautifuls, and all of that stuff. So some for whatever reason, because I'm not big on going on somebody's page and stuff like that. I don't feel like I should have to do check and balances. You tell me that you single. For whatever reason, I happen to click on this guy page, right? So I'm scrolling. Of course, he ain't got nothing on his page about him and his girl, right? But somebody had tagged him in something with her name on there. And it wasn't like the time frame that he said they broke up. Because when I asked him, when did y'all break up? He like, oh, at the beginning of the year. But it was something recent, like in March or something like that. So I'm like, that's strange. So I click on her page, and sure enough, all they post, they just came from out of town on a cruise and shit together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't hurt by it, But I was angry. That shit made me angry because you didn't have to lie like that. What are you gaining from lying like that? Other than 5 minutes, because that's all you got. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit just irritates me. And women, we get angry about stuff like that.
Yeah, like I said, honesty is the best policy. Come with it correct. You know you single. You know you're in a relationship. You know you married.
Yeah, I
Uh,
immediately blocked Buddy. I couldn't. I couldn't because if anything, I thought we was friends, and that's what I be looking for. I'm not looking to try to snatch up somebody else's man. That to me is not even a thing. I don't even care because it's plenty of single available good men out here, and I don't
oh.
live in that space of scarcity like that. So I don't have to take nobody's man. Marlon say this reminds me of when I smashed some girl and found out she had a whole boyfriend. Shaking my fucking head, I found out a few weeks after, but the joke was on her. Yeah, because the joke end up being on them. Especially when you don't tolerate that kind of stuff and you just ice it, like, and you just dip. You go MIA. They be like stuck, like damn, like they whole little operation blow up in their face. It's sad, stupid.
Yeah, like I said, be honest with your intentions. You know you're married. You know relationship. Just let the person know. Once again, woman will respect you. If you're honest with her. You just let her know, like, look for a good time, nothing serious. Like, I enjoy our conversation, but I'm looking for nothing serious. She can respect you. She have more respect.
Hmm.
She may even give you a chance, but you gotta give her the opportunity to make that choice. You know,
Right.
so you don't
Yep.
allow her to
That's
make that choice, and she find out later, then it's gonna really mess her up, and it may mess up the dude that really might be blessing for her because praying for her because may look at him like, you just like all the other dudes. He could have good, pure intentions for her. So gotta be cautious of that.
mhm.
So
Mhm.
Stanley said we should take accountability for our own actions. Don't blame social media, music, video games, friends, etc. So yeah, you gotta take personal accountability for your own
Yeah.
chip. You
It's
know?
so many people that don't know how to take accountability though, male and female. It's so many
Yeah.
people that's looking to find a scapegoat. They're looking for something else to blame other than themselves. And they will blame it on outside factors all day, every day. Oh, well, you wasn't giving me enough time and attention. Oh, well, I asked you for some money for my cell phone and you said you didn't have it. So I asked somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Letting some of that stuff into your relationship. That shit is, dangerous, especially if you serious. Now, if that person is just somebody you're dating and you just trying to see where it go, be honest. Don't try to sell that person on you trying to be with them forever because that's the thing. Unfortunately, we put ourselves in these situations where we not realistic with people. Life is not all that short all the time. Life is actually long to where we might be seeing each other for a space a certain amount of time, and then we outgrow each other or we go our separate ways for whatever reason, and you might go off and meet somebody else. People are around us for sometimes a season and sometimes a lifetime, and I take that, and that's what we always trying to make them temporary people permanent. You know what I mean? Just be honest and be realistic. I think that that's the thing about honesty. It's a certain level of realistic that people have to be. So
Yeah.
Marlon
Yeah.
say the dating relationship scene is toxic and mixed. It don't have to be. You just
You don't
have to
have to
find
be.
somebody on the same accord. It's not. You don't have. It
Yeah.
don't have to be. You just but that being transparent, like being down to exactly what you really want, that's where you gravitate the right person. What happens is we scared to tell somebody exactly what we really want because we looking at that outside beauty. We looking at what they might be able to give us or what, so we'll try to finagle a little bit and just kind of be under the pretense of, oh, okay. But if you honest with somebody, then you're gonna gravitate the right person, and you can't get upset if the person that you was talking to and you told them up front what you was looking for, what you wanted, and then they dip. Because that happens too. A lot of times we'll be up front with somebody and be on the same accord with somebody, it seemed like at that time on the phone, and then they stop answering their phone or responding to text messages. That mean that that person just wasn't for you, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true though. Like I said, be honest with your intention, with your about, and you know, a lot of people that link up to your core values. You know, like I said,
Right.
you may want an open relationship, you may want monogamy, you want to be polygamous, not, you know, you gotta figure out what you want. You know, there are people that do want the same thing, so people that do just want a casual hookup, like just family benefits, situationship. Go with what you want.
Right.
Don't need to just go there and vibe, be manipulative. Just go by
Yes.
your core value. You know.
Sarita say, I know
Uh,
it. You want to read it?
nah, yeah, you can go.
Sarita say, I know a dude right now that has his wife on his Facebook page, pics and all of a sudden he claims he doesn't need Facebook, but come to find out he has another account on Facebook without one pic of her. Period. Shaking my head. Right. I mean, I know there's women that's out here doing stuff like this too, but it's sad to say that a lot of times it be men doing this stuff. It's like, why though? Like, what is with that level of greed or that level of selfishness that has to be present, or that element of getting caught, that element of that adrenaline rush of maybe being found out. I don't know what that's about. I feel like people that's like that, they need to do more adventurous activities. Ride a motorcycle or something. Go scuba diving or something with the sharks or something, like, so you don't have to live on the edge like that in your relationships.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I mean, you gotta have hobbies, things you like to do outside your mate. You know, especially y'all both working different hours. You gotta figure something to do within that time frame. It might be video games. It might be um, playing some kind of card game, getting some kind of sports. Like do something that takes your mind off of trying to like get other attention, like women or a man's attention. You know, you have to do stuff that's figure out for you. You know, but sometimes you do need that break from your partner to figure out who you are. That's why it's all important to know who you are and have an identity of who you are and valuing yourself and your self worth. You know.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. You see what's going on? Read that.
What what happened?
Stanley say a lot of men need side pussy. He say it's a flaw in our genetic code. No, that's immaturity, baby. No
Immaturity,
disrespect.
real man. You
It's a
know.
certain level. That's a certain level of a void you constantly trying to fill. Trust me, I understand what a void is. Sometimes we grow up in households where we feel like something was missing. For the longest, I felt like because my father wasn't there, it was a void of something, some sort. But you gotta go inside of you and find a way to fix that. It's counseling for stuff like that. Talking about you just need that's not in your genetic code. It's not in a genetic code. Thank you, Marlon, talking about speak for yourself. Right, because right, he not with the headache because you got to keep up with laughter, laughter, laugh. Who want to be bothered with all of that stuff? Who want to just live on a mountain of lies?
Yeah, that's one thing too. I mean, especially you a man about business, about purpose. You there grinding 24/7. It's like you
Say
ain't
that
gonna
again. Say it again, JC. A man
I
about
said,
what now?
about building, about purpose.
That. That's the problem. A lot of these guys ain't got no real purpose
I
out
got too
here.
much time. You got all this time laid with different women, then you're not really focused on your craft, your purpose, your vision. You know,
Right. And
it
ain't
should
no
be like
woman
you.
finna follow you if you ain't got no craft or no vision.
Yeah, like I
Sorry,
said,
it's not gonna happen.
you sit up there, you got all this time, be in all these relationships and deal with all these women. It's like what are you doing in your personal life, your health spot? What you know, are you eating? Are you going working out? Like, are you focusing on your health? You know, it's so
Mhm.
much stuff to be worried about. And just trying to lay up with different women. You know, you think about it. You
Exactly.
know,
And that's
you got
usually
too much time that you give into your job and to your family. It's like how do you have time to squeeze all these different women? How you have that many cups to pour into? You know.
mhm. Yep. And that's the thing. And it's not even about love at that point. It's just about greed.
Yeah,
And
well,
not thinking about the long term effects on that.
Stanley
Yeah,
said
go ahead.
he said most men should tell women from jump they want a poly or open relationship. Okay, I mean that's what you want, and that relies on your core values, then you go for it. I mean, be
Here's
honest
my
with her and allow her to decide if that's what she wants or not. Don't sit up there and string moving along and then allow her figure out
they
later now, so now I want to be with other women and stuff.
they really should, but you know why they don't? JC, do you know
But
why
they,
they
they, they
don't?
lack they lack honor and they lack integrity. That's why dudes lie and stuff.
It's not just that, but here's the thing. If you come at me and you tell me you want a poly or open relationship, just like it's open for you, guess who else is open for? This girl. And 9 times out of 10, he don't want it to be open for me. He want me to be somewhere acting like I'm in a relationship, coming home, talking to him on the phone, not giving no other man no time, not entertaining nobody else, not going on no dates with nobody, not laughing and joking with no other man. He wants all that attention that I'm ready to pour into a man directed to him and not nobody else. That's why they don't be upfront and honest with that kind of thing. That's
Yeah,
where the whole line on social media thing come in at, because as long as you can make me feel like I'm single, I'm in a relationship, guess what? I'm not gonna be out here making myself available to other men and possibly sleeping with them. So that means that everything that we got going on is between me and you. It's kind of like playing dominoes. You know how you got that one point of dominoes where you can cut off that particular, and then the other one, as long as people still have other dominoes that can match that particular end, they can keep adding to it. But if you tell me, baby, I don't want to be with anybody else, I just want to be with you, but you out here living a poly lifestyle and not telling me you live in a poly lifestyle, that cuts me off from possibly doing anything, bringing anything back, or hell, leaving you. Let's just put that out there, leaving that guy. Because another man has been able to come up and do what he was supposed to do and actually trump this dude over here talking about some poly shit. Don't get me wrong, and there's no disrespect to anybody who's serious about poly relationships. I feel like men a lot of times use that as a way to be able to sleep with other women. They're not really poly, they just haven't decided on one that they want yet.
yeah. Like I said before. Be honest. Open relationship. She may not like it, but like at the end of the day, she respect you if you're being honest and open with her, being transparent with her. Stanley said, I hear all the clapback all the time. Women always talk about what if I mess around too, but in reality, most of them ain't like that. Like, but yeah, though, like you were saying earlier, a lot of that's just being controlling. Like he wants to have his cake and have you centered, but he still wants to go out there and play the field. Like that's messed up. You know, you want to be single, you want her to be single, then you got to be single. You want to be in an open relationship. She has to be open to other men too. So you can't talk about men and women aren't the same. Like I don't understand that double standard though. I feel like women, if we're gonna get on the men, on a woman to be, close your legs, we gotta get on the men too. Yeah, when men can be socially active with different women, then we gotta tell women that it can be the same thing. There is no double standard. In my point of view, you know. What's your take
Right.
though?
Or just be single. Exactly. Like, how about just being single? How about just being honest with somebody and saying, stop trying to go under that? I feel like that gives people that are polyamorous a bad name. Don't tell people that you polyamorous. That's ridiculous. And at the end of the day, all you want to do is be able to sleep with multiple women. That's not polyamory. Is about love and connection, like any other relationship. But they've determined in themselves it's a regular practice. It is a whole culture of people. You know, you down for letting your woman mess around too. you calling it messing around, but what if she have a whole full-blown relationship? That's what I'm talking about. That's not polyamory. These people have a whole relationship. They're building their families together. That's right. It doesn't mean being able to just sleep with multiple people. That's called hoeing. With all
Yeah,
due
he's just trying
respect,
to.
sir. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
he's trying to
called
get
like
up on the side. That's not building nothing. Even when you talk about
that's not
polygamy,
love.
yeah, it's
And
not.
I
Even when you talk
challenge
about
you to go
polygamy.
back. I'm sorry, go
Now
ahead.
go on.
I challenge anybody that think like that to go back and define their definition of love. I really do. Every time, every relationship, they eventually get tired of it. They don't take the same enjoyment in random dick that dudes get in random pussy. Oh boy.
Come on, man.
Oh
Come on,
Father
Stan.
Jesus.
It's,
You know
it's,
what, Stanley? I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like I thank you because I need people like Stanley to come on here and really speak their truth. This is how this man really feel. This is how this man really think. And so it's not my job to try
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah.
fix your train of thought. This is your belief. And so I always encourage a man that feel like this to find a woman that have the same kind of beliefs. Because they are out here. It is some women that go with that program. No matter how idiotic, look at you shaking your head, JC. No matter how idiotic it sounds, this is their truth. This is a lot of guys' truth. And I appreciate Stanley for being so honest. Thank you.
Yeah, but my thing, all that sleeping around, you couldn't get a side chick pregnant, you can't get pregnant, all these STDs out here. So, like I said, each is on. You want to do that, that's your lifestyle. Just find people that have the same core values and beliefs and preaching it since day one. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Just be cautious, make sure that y'all know each other's HIV or any kind of red medical record and, everything's clean to go for it. But for me, I ain't really for all that. Just for me personally, but teachers on.
Mhm. Mhm. And the truth of the matter is none of us are in a position to stand on a soapbox and judge. I'm I'm not right. Yeah, right. Stanley, thank you. Most men won't say it, but you will. You doggone right, cause I know that it's a nice population of them that feel your way, and so I could give you kudos, but from my perspective, you know, there's a certain level of transparency. I really hope that you're out here being transparent with these women. As I think that you said at the beginning, something on the lines of, letting a woman know that you believe in that poly lifestyle, and being with multiple women. Yeah, right, because they afraid of losing her, and they not gonna call. Yeah, that's true. Right. Yeah,
But
they afraid of that. You can't be afraid for male
you
or
can't be
female to
afraid. You
walk
have
away from
to.
your life.
You have to live your truth. You got to go by your conduct, your morals, your character. You have to go by your standards.
Absolutely.
Either in for it or not. But at the same time, though, you got to give that person the opportunity to make that decision. You can't just go out here and do what you want to do, and then don't allow her to make a decision. Like that's being very deceitful.
Mhm.
I don't roll with all that.
I know folks that's out here maintaining good balanced relationships with their two girlfriends just from being honest, just from keeping it 100. It ain't because I don't have to agree with it. That ain't my life. It ain't my vagina in the middle of all of that. I don't have to be bothered with it. So, it just kind of is what it is. And I encourage anybody to live their truth and live their best life, because life is short. You don't have time to be sitting up worried about what other people think and what other people say. We don't have time for that.
Yeah,
Yep,
Stanley said
he
most
right.
women.
He right. Most women won't. They will not leave if you just tell her you need a side pussy from time to time. That's
Why
true.
why be in a relationship though? Like why not just be single?
Because he wants his cake and eat it too, JC. He like that shit.
Just be single. Like damn, just
He
I
like
like
that.
you, but I still want to like have sex with other different women too. Like,
He
oh,
like that.
what? Like, why not just be honest?
He feel like he has a
I gotta,
voracious.
I gotta like sneak and hide. And who's that? Like, why I want to get through all? I also want to go through all the headaches. You know?
He has a voracious appetite for multiple women. He's not himself with just one. And hey, th- some people might say that that's a certain level of immaturity, or he trying to fill a void, or maybe he out here still trying to find himself. Um, but he's saying, why be single? Why be single if I could get this woman to commit to me and devote her whole body to me, and I'm telling her that I need more than that from time to time.
Yeah.
That's what he's basically saying in a nutshell. And he's right. You just have to keep looking for the one that's going. You
Yeah.
can't just be like lying and all that stuff just so you can avoid that woman that ain't going for that to be in line. It's a control thing. So I give hats off to dudes like Stanley that just keep it 100 if he is indeed keeping it 100, with the women that he with.
Jamie said, "Not need side pussy, cannot commit or stay in relationship. Need pussy on call. I have a great solution, my friend. Stay single." Yeah, I agree. Stay single and do what you're gonna
Yeah,
do. Like, why sit there
I
and get in a
agree with
relationship?
that.
Why?
I agree
Why?
with that. And men that operate under that, I'm not the. I never like to throw that word "hoe" around too much because I know that people they get defensive and that kind of thing. But I personally feel like some of that's that kind of behavior. Like, you want to sit back and be like, if a woman do that kind of thing, she very quickly is called a hoe. But it's a day and age where that is the same thing for men. You have to be careful with folks out here that's okay with doing stuff like that. I'm not condemning anybody, but you just have to be careful, man. Um, men can be hoes too. Like that's just my at the end of the day, we started talking about, for those that's chiming in or just chiming in, we was talking about, does Facebook or social media ruin relationships? And we was talking about, a lot of times people going under the a lot of people going under this pretense of being single on social media, and they in a whole relationship in real life. And I was just saying how we need to keep it 100 in real life and on social media. I do understand that there's a certain space of time where you might be dating somebody and y'all getting to know each other, or it's still that kind of that grace period where it's not anything serious, y'all just dating. And so, no, I don't encourage anybody to run out and turn their status from single to a relationship and y'all just started dating 4 weeks ago or 2 days ago or something like that. Like, give it time and make it mutual, so both of you all change your statuses at the same time. People like to play games out here, and honestly, when it comes to matters of the heart, you don't want to play them games. Like, people, I watch too many crime shows for that. I'm not finna play with nobody's heart.
Yeah, like I said, I
You
do
say,
agree with you with that. You don't want to play on a woman's heart. Trust me, she will get back at you in different ways. So always got to be cautious how you handle the situation. Once again, be honest in your own sake. That's why you see a lot of situations. We see a lot of these false rape allegations, or just in general, see a woman,
mm-hmm.
busting a man's tire out because she's scorned and she's hurt. So you just got to be cautious. You got to be honest. Just time, just looking at a personal gain. You know what I'm saying? You got to look
Mm-hmm.
at it big picture. You know.
Right. Thank
Yeah.
you for tuning in, Deshaun. Deshaun say social media don't ruin relationships. People on social media ruin relationships. Right. Exactly. Yep. Oh my gosh, she's speaking life. That's my ex. Girl, that's a lot of our exes going on here talking about they promising us the world. We get over their house, they running bubble baths, cooking food and stuff, trying to make us feel like we the only one and telling us we the only one for them in their life. And then they get right on social media and do one of them stupid bait posts. Drop a selfie, drop a sexy picture in red or some stupid shit. They all be doing that. The ones that do that. It's the same
Hey,
superheated
hey,
with the
hey,
type of guy that does that. Not all men. I'm saying the
hey,
certain
hey,
type of
hey,
guy
hey,
that does that.
hey.
The guy that does that. Cause look how many women that came on here, JC, and said, "Oh my God, that's my guy. That oh my God, that's my ex." Because that's what that type of guy does.
I'm good. I don't need all the headaches. I'm a free man. That's too much headache for me.
A starving man is where you get that adage from, Stanley. You know what? Log off. He say a starving man is cool with eating the same damn meal every day. I'm dead. Woo! Come on with it today. Forget about it then. Right. I'm stuck. I can't even.
What
So
the
if
what?
that
What
man
happened?
home, if he hungry, then how about he just have self control? What's wrong with that, Stanley? Like, what is the problem with being able to just have a certain level of discipline, and self control when you in a relationship, and then if you don't want to be with one person, then letting that person know that you don't want to be with just them and being single. Like, what's the problem with just doing it like that?
Exactly. I don't see no problem with that. Yeah. Back to the topic as far as this technology or the people who ruin social media. The social media ruin relationships. Like I said, it really don't. It's all getting down to the people, not having trust, not having communication issues. Not spending enough time together. That's why it's important to know each other's love language, whether it's physical touch, quality time. Just making
Acts
the
of
adjustments.
service. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you don't know all that, then it's like what you really trying to get out of the situation. You know, what's like long term you trying to get out of the situation by trying to be manipulative, trying to
Well,
the
obviously, the
time around. I
Stanley
don't know
is
what you really
pussy.
trying to get out of the situation.
He say, "Well, now read that, JC."
You said because you're implying that men that do want multiple women do not have self control. That's not really so much the issue. It's just the fact that you're lying. You're in a relationship. That's the issue. You can want multiple women. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be honest with yourself, honest with
It
the person
is
you're
a
trying to be with.
problem with that. It
You
is
said
a
you
problem
said
with that because if the tables was turned, because you saying that right. So what do you say about the woman that want multiple men? Does
who
she
me?
have self control? I'm talking to Stanley
Oh,
because he's saying
Stanley.
that I'm implying. That's exactly what I'm implying. That men that do not want that want multiple women don't have self control. So a woman that does not that does want multiple men, you think she got a level of self control? That's what you're telling me. Why she turn around and say no? Now she don't have no self control. That's my problem. The double standards have to stop. Time out for that. That's over. Because
Yeah.
if a woman can run around and be able to do and have an open relationship, she living her best life. Okay, right. Well, as long as you comfortable with her living her best life, and then she finds a way to replace you, because eventually women grow out of that. They get tired of that kind of thing, and they want somebody that's just for them. They want somebody that's gonna be committed, that they know is gonna come home, unless it's some kind of emergency or accident happen. They want that man that's going to be there for them when times get rough, when it's time to go to family events, when it's time to do stuff that has to do with growing and protecting their family and building something for a future, for a legacy. Not all this hopping around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. I mean, when a man does get to a certain age, he doesn't want to settle down. He's focused on his legacy. He's focused on what his name going to be after he's gone. That's one thing a lot of guys don't really realize. What's going to be your legacy? What's going to be your name once you're gone? What's the world remember you for? That's what a lot of guys don't realize. You think it's like you having all these women, though, at the end of the day, what are you really gaining? Instead of you just being with one person, building with her, having your children, what are you really gaining out of like having multiple women?
Stanley got me drinking up all my tea. I need some more tea for this, honey. Because that right there, But he's speaking how a lot of men think. I mean, he's speaking from his on his behalf. I give him props because he out here repping hard for those who are like that. I have other words that I'll use, but I'll stay, very ladylike because I'm classy. It's all good, man. We just having discussions here. It ain't nothing. I mean, shit. Who am I? I'm just somebody on social media. I'm not, nobody in your life or, I will say this. I mean, he thinks like a lot of young brothers think. He said most men do not get tired. He put in caps. They do not get tired of sad pussy. They may require it less and less as they age, but it is not something we do for shits and giggles like y'all do. What you do it for then? Please enlighten me. Enlighten me. At least he being honest, man. Ladies, this is what if this is what you want, this is what it look like because at least he being honest. There's too
Yeah,
many of them out here that'll romance you, tell you that they the only one for you, and y'all it's just the two of y'all against the world, and then he's still jumping in people DMs. There's too many of them like that. It's not enough Stanleys. It's not enough Stanleys of the world. So, ladies, pay attention to Stanley. I don't know. Y'all might want to go click on his page, see what he working with, and hey, I'm gonna promote him because you know he say living her
yeah.
best life. Yeah, you only get one life. That's true indeed. Man, I'm just saying, like, man, look this brother up. He might be on to something. Is this where our future is headed? Where everybody is just pseudo polyamorous out here? And I say pseudo because that's not being full polyamorous. By the definition and by certain people that I know that really are poly that live that lifestyle. That's not what they would consider polyamory. I already
Yeah.
say he's not enlightening yet. We're still waiting. All right, we're still waiting. I always say I'm still waiting on that. She waiting on the enlightenment. Where is the enlightenment? Help us out. Yeah, so if you just tuning in, you guys, we talking about relationships and Facebook and how does that play a role into that relationship. If you feel like Facebook ultimately ruins relationships, and he
Wow.
say, wait, oh boy, you want to read this, JC?
Yeah, Marlon said there will always be a dude with more money than you, having sex with more women than you, doing a lot more stuff than you. Dudes gotta humble themselves. Anybody can replace it out here. It's a cold game. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And Stanley say, if a dude fucks my XO, I might. Oh, that's creative. He said XO, huh? Ho. That's your hoe. If a dude fuck my XO, I might be a little salty, but it's whatever. But if my lieutenants are messing around, more power to them. That is all the way a contradictory, but I don't expect more than that from Stanley. Go ahead, Andrea.
He said, like you said, love woman reevaluate herself and sometimes say, why wasn't I enough? Because a lot of you weren't upfront. Yeah, that's bad too. You making a woman feel bad. She's not enough. You out in a relationship. Now she see you checking that other woman. Now she feel insecure. And that's the reason why a lot of women they do feel insecure because you ain't making them feel protected, not making them feel safe and warm because they do feel like you do have one of her eyes. If all your eyes are on her, there's no kind of distraction that she can't feel comfortable. She can't feel secure within that relationship. But if you always trying to holler at different women, trying to catcall women, it's like after she feels secure in that relationship, you're not really providing that type of environment for her.
If I must say, I look forward to the day when us women can move past looking inward. When a man uses his male parts to try to control and dictate women. I look forward for the day where we don't turn around and reevaluate ourselves, because I know exactly what Andrea is talking about, but it takes a lot of personal development to not look inward if he cheating, if he's doing something, screwing around with other women. We need to understand that we are enough. We're enough. And if he don't see that, then guess what? There is somebody that sees that. You just ain't gave him the attention and the time of day yet, because you still hanging on to the one that think that, because I feel like a lot of times with us, it's an ego thing. We still always trying to show that he's enough. We still
No, you
always
can't do
trying
that.
to
You can't
prove.
do that.
We still always trying to prove to our friends and family members that have seen him act a fool and told us he ain't shit. Done seen his other page on Facebook and shit like that, and came back and told us, girl, he got another Facebook page. We trying to constantly prove that we can train this man. We can turn him into the single, the devoted man that he said that he was gonna be when we first met. Because most 9 times out of 10, he's not gonna come at you and say, "Listen here, baby girl, I'm finna be dealing with you, but I'm finna be dealing with other women." No, there was a grooming phase before he got to that point. Because y'all do understand that cheating is a form of physical abuse. I don't care what nobody say. That to me is still, not only is it physical, but it's psychological. That is a form of abuse.
Yeah, it is. You know, and cheating is more physically, is more conversations. Anything you wouldn't do in front of your partner, that's really what cheating is all about. So, like I said, that
Look,
person, if she's sitting next to me, I know I see a text message, I gotta, turn my phone off, and a lot of things I'm drama free. I ain't trying to deal with all that. She have to do all that. I know you grown, I'm grown. I ain't got time to deal with all that. I ain't got time to babysit you, which
oh boy.
you know,
Are
I
you
ain't got
seeing
time
these
for
comments?
time with all that drama. So,
No, you don't wanna
you
read
said
these
what?
comments. I said,
No,
are you
yeah, I
reading these
got you. I got
comments?
you. I got you. Stanley said insecure men worry about the woman messing around with a guy with a bigger size. If you have sex with a woman, you know they're having their mind is more imperative than merely having their bodies. Okay. Only young dudes think they can out have sex with somebody dude and win the chick over. LOL. Old dudes playing
Oh
young,
man, I love it.
young girl.
I love it. Right, old dudes playing young games. Indeed, that's because they haven't found no real purpose in their journey yet. That is their purpose. That have made giving women making women miserable their purpose in
Yeah, that's
life.
what I'm saying though. You secure in yourself. You're
It's
not gonna really think
like
that
for
you
real,
need
like
to.
who? My question is, who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Who hurt you? That you felt like you couldn't put your heart and your trust and your love in one person. Who hurt you that made you feel like you cannot do that? That's my question. Where did that come from? Because it came from somewhere. Especially if you a whole grown adult over the age of 30. There's still something going on that hurts you so deeply that you are okay with living a certain lifestyle where you ultimately are hurting people. So I want to know
Yeah.
the answer to that. If you can tell me who hurt you, Stanley, then we all good here. And you ain't even gotta tell it on here on the live. Just go ahead and inbox me, tell me. Maybe you want to talk about it. I'm not no licensed practitioner or nothing like that, but I definitely know a couple of skills.
Over
You say,
over
oh,
the 8 year relationship.
yeah. The girl, you know what I'm saying, in 8th grade class that played him or something and ended up going to the dinner dance with Justin and shit. With the good hair and shit. I'm just saying, like
Stanley said, "Who am I hurting?"
okay. So you don't think that what you do with other women is hurtful to the point where they have to go and seek other people? That's not hurtful. Look, I'm not judging. I'm just asking questions here to get clarity for our other watchers here, because everybody is involved in this, and I think they want to know answers too. Because this is I've never seen this level of honesty. I appreciate it on so many levels, but I really want to know, so we can, so we can really heal our people, man. Like, if we can gain some understanding and clarity about each other and how we think, then that makes the world a better place to exist in.
Yeah, yeah, that's true though. But like I said, why I put up with the headache? Why do you feel like if you're in a relationship, you're married, that you need multiple women? I think that's something that's basically wrong with you. You think you need somebody else, especially if you're in a relationship. Something's going on with you mentally, you know. What are you
Stanley,
not getting? What are you not receiving, you know?
Stanley, let me ask you. Stanley, so when a woman that you're with decides that she wanna be with other men, and she doing her thing with other men, you don't feel no type of way? That doesn't affect you at all? That's what you're telling me? Hmm.
Stanley said, if a whole grown woman accepts that and walks with me, women don't get hurt. Ariga said, you want to play house for multiple women, and you don't think one out of any of these women don't get hurt. Stanley says, I'm not one of these lame brothers with 10 baby mamas running around cheating on my woman because I promised her that she was the only one.
Do you have any baby mamas, Stanley? I'm just asking. I'm just curious. And if so, how many children and, you know um, women are involved in that? I'm really curious now, cause I want some answers, if anything, for myself. Like, has it that a man is like, okay, and he truly say he love her, he truly say he respect her, he value her. How is it that a man is out here okay with her sharing her body with another man? So you
He's
don't
not.
got
I
no
don't. I mean, I
kids,
think
Stanley.
you
You ain't
can't.
got no
You can.
kids.
I think like you can have love for her, but I don't think you in love with that woman. I don't feel like that's your soulmate. You know.
Mhm.
You can have love for her, but I don't think that's your soulmate. You feel like you need other women, or she needs other men around or involved. I don't think y'all are
Mhm.
each other's soulmate. You know.
I'm starting to feel like Stanley is not over 30 yet. It's something about getting over that hump, that you start having these epiphanies about life, and certain things that start to resonate with you, that things that didn't matter before start to matter. So I wish that brother the best of luck. Marlon was, and Miss Allie Rodriguez, she's spot on. Y'all really, like, honestly, I feel like we all sitting here preaching to the choir. You know, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't need to know your stats. I'm not interested, Stanley. I love it, but I'm not interested. You telling me, yeah, I mean, that's cool, but you 31, so you it hasn't hit you yet. Cause what's the point of having a whole house without filling it with love and a family and a legacy? What's the point? And maybe that's because I'm old or something. Maybe I'm talking from, somebody that feels like, cause I mean, hell, I probably, maybe at 31 I felt that way too. But then again, I'm a woman, so probably not.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
How
You know
long we been on here,
the
Jesse?
a minute. While you gotta leave real quick.
No, I ain't gotta leave. We good. We can still talk For all those newcomers that's on here, we trying to crack some codes here and figure out exactly what it is about social media. It's a lot of people out here that say social media is ruining relationships. And through that conversation, we trying to uncrack and really debunk that and really get to the bottom of it. Does social media ruin relationships, or do people ruin those relationships on social media?
Yeah, but
Where, you know,
no, what you said about age-wise, it's all about not all about your age. It's all about your maturity level, your mindset. Not all about okay, you hit 30, that would be mature automatically.
mhm,
Mindset needs to be there. So and you're kind of
mhm.
wrong with the age. It's all about your mindset, maturity level.
I just really feel like it's a lot of people out here that's afraid of being hurt. Because when it comes to that love thing, that is like putting yourself in the most vulnerable state as a human being. That relationship kind of love. Like we'll take those risks with our kids because there's a certain level of, I feel like that's the only level of unconditional love that's out here. You know, you hear people say that they have unconditional love. That's bullshit. I think that the purest form of unconditional love is possibly with a child, that for your child. And some people will argue me down with that. They don't, you know, because some shit is conditional. If he break in your house and steal all your furniture and set that motherfucker on fire, do you still love him? That's a good question. But we're not talking about that today. We talking about, you know, I think some people are just afraid to just really be totally vulnerable with one person. Right. Marlon say when a man is ready to mature, he will. It's not, and you absolutely right. Can't no woman change that. Can't nothing outside. It has to be all an inside job.
Yeah, it starts with the inner word, not your outside mindset. All about your age, all about your maturity level.
Mhm.
Ms. Grant said, I don't think it's social media. I believe it has a lot to do with integrity. Yeah, that's true. Stanley said, find the red pill is the best thing that ever happened to me. To be honest, it's not for RP in my time in the military. I would quite possibly be another Pookie running around out there. Basically, what he said, a red pill, that basically means alpha male, blue pill, it's a beta, simp pill.
Really?
So,
That's what that is?
yeah.
Hmm. What are they doing in the military to our men? Mm, mm, mm.
They just said humans did not start off as monogamous beings, at least not our people. What's your take on that?
What was the question? Humans did not start off as monogamous beings, um, at least not our people. Now, Asia touched on something that I touched on in a previous video we did together, talking about like is monogamy natural versus
Yeah.
is it unnatural? I believe that monogamy is a discipline. I definitely don't believe that it's something that as a primitive human is just because we're still mammals. So the primary goal of us being here is to procreate. So with that being said, I understand that we have a certain instinct to not be monogamous, but as that supreme on the food chain, when we talking about evolution, when we talking about animals or mammals in itself, we're the supreme on the top of the mammal food chain. So with that, we have the complexity level to be able to show discipline as a certain form of survival and procreation. Because if you say, all right, well, we're not monogamous creatures, and use that as the excuse to run around and continue to pollinate this country, we got a lot of broken homes here. That's my problem. Yeah, our culture had a village mentality, But that's the problem. We ain't got that. Ain't no village here no more. We in America. Ain't no village. Ain't no huts. And the women going to fetch water for dinner later on. And the men out hunting and stuff, like the beginning of Roots and shit. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
This is not that. We have to adapt. And people want to use that previous, that we're not monogamous by nature, to justify going out here and being, well, if you feel like we need to go back to that, by all means, God bless you. We don't need to go back to that, because to me that's not a sophisticated way of living. We're not helping our children like that. We're not. It doesn't help anybody.
Marlon said, I just got out of one not too long ago. I'm cool with making a better relationship with myself, so I go back into dating scene. Other than that, I enjoy myself, keep evolving. Yeah, that's a good, mature way to look at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Marlon. And sometimes we stick our neck out there. We take a chance. I will say that. I have not allowed any of these situations or relationships that I've encountered to make me bitter. It makes me better, because now it's like, okay, I need to see certain things, certain signs, and be a little more receptive to what a man is saying and not what I want to hear, because a lot of times we do that as well as women. I'm not going to couple everybody up in that, but a lot of cases, that's usually what takes place when it comes to communication. Women will hear what they want to, they'll hear what they want to hear and not hear what that man is actually telling them.
All right, Andrea says, of course, to Stanley, would it be okay if your father was a Rolling Stone and mess around your mother, as long as he told her he had an appetite for most women? I don't agree with that. I feel like that kind of brings another question: is that important to have like that whole phase, that player stage? Like, how important is that? So you kind of get that out your way, like your sister before trying to find somebody, settling down with somebody. How important is that? So, what's your take, though?
I personally believe in an over sexualized society. Yes. Sooner or later, you are going to go through a phase where you want to just throw everything away and explore yourself. Because to me, it's a process of self exploration. It's a process of finding out what you want and what you don't want. Because a lot of times, let's be honest, you really can't say what you want without eliminating what you don't want. So I do believe that maybe and there's levels to it. You don't always have to go ahead and be like an all right, just like sleeping with different people every night of the week. That's extreme. But you do feel a little more sexually fluid, or sexually explorative, if that's a word. You want to explore other things. You might not want to necessarily be tied down. You yawning at me, JC? You need a nap?
No, I'm good.
And a blanket.
I'm good.
You got me on this live. You better stand up and do some jumping jacks, my friend. Right. Yeah, that's a dangerous game. No, Stanley, don't get it twisted. We not saying that you taking advantage of women. Yes, we are, but no, that's not the case. We know that. Look, Stanley, we know that you done program these women that you with. I'm gonna be honest with you. We already know, Stanley, that you had to go through a certain process to program these women that you're with to be okay with you still from time to time sleeping with other women. We know that that's a little bit of a process. That ain't something that just come up overnight. You talking to a woman, and then the first conversation you have with her, you letting her know out the gate that you still want to be with her, but you want to sleep with other people. That we know that that's not the first combo. We know you're not coming out saying, hey, I'm polyamorous, so they can go look it up in the dictionary. Yeah, okay. You say it ain't no programming from you, but I do believe that it's a certain level of programming that takes place with that. It's a certain level of grooming. Grooming, that's the word. It's a certain level of grooming. And maybe
Yeah.
you position yourself because you did say it yourself. Your credit is decent. You got a car, you got a house. It's a lot of women that's out here just looking for a brother to have those main things. No, I'm not a look, but check this out, Stanley. I'm not a feminist. And I'm proud to say I'm not a feminist. I believe in gender roles. I do. So I get what you're saying, but I'm just a realist when it comes to the society we live in as well. And all that double standard shit is out the window. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't do it all double standard either. You know.
Right. Asia said she agreed. She was like, it could be grooming from a previous relationship. And check this out. Sometimes we get groomed by watching our parents and what they do too. That's also a form of grooming too. Because if you seen that in your household and it was acceptable from your mama, and you watched your daddy come in whenever and come and go as he pleased, and sometimes come in smelling like cologne something, and it wasn't your mama's cologne, and she didn't say nothing. She just was like, dinner's in the microwave or dinner's in the fridge, you know. And it wasn't nothing that was discussed, or you didn't overhear the arguments about it. It was never exposed in that matter. You think that that's the norm.
Yeah,
It is.
a lot of that stuff is like your upbringing, what you seen growing up. Like
Mm-hmm.
I said, when you reach a certain age, it's your time to figure it out how you want to live your own life. You know, so everybody
Yeah.
down one way, but you got to set your own standards and your own background for your own future, your own lifestyle. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So for those that's just tuning in, we talking about different aspects of relationships right now. But the topic, the main topic, and if you got anything you want to throw into the pot, we was talking about social media and relationships. Does social media ruin relationships? That was the original question. Does social media, do you have a story that you want to share about maybe you feel like social media ruined your relationship? Or maybe you had a spouse or ex or something that was portraying themselves to be single on social media when y'all was in a whole relationship. Like, share your story. We want to talk more about the social media piece when it comes to the relationships, but we kind of started diving deeper into the psyche of the man that does that. You know what I mean? We were starting to dig deeper into the psyche of the woman that feels like she has to get extra attention on social media because her relationship in real life ain't enough. You know what I mean? Like, so we were diving a little bit deeper into why people lie and why people keep it real or keep it 100, whichever way they want to look at it, and have multiple partners. Um, not my,
Yeah.
it's not my call. I'm not here to judge anybody. This is a judgment free zone. Like,
Right.
seriously, I'm not here to judge or stand on my soapbox about anything because I know I'm no saint. you know. I'm that version of a devil and an angel mixed in one because I feel like life is about balance. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, like I said, it's a judge-free platform. I come on, see what she gonna say. You know, very open, very honest about discussion, debates. So, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I said before, it's still getting to the point as far as even trying to go out. But it is kind of good though. It's kind of cool just to doing this whole Skype and this whole Facebook Live. It is kind of cool to connect with people all over the world though. I mean, there's some positive social media, but you never really wouldn't have wouldn't really be having this conversation if it wasn't for technology. So you have to you, you have to be appreciative of it. You know.
My goodness, Stanley, I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. No disrespect, but I do. I really feel sorry for you. And when you wake up one day out of this haze, you gonna have so many things that you feel like you could have did differently or went about things differently. He say embrace your masculinity in all aspects, JC. Embrace your masculinity. So that's being a man. That's what you're saying. I highly
That's
challenge
toxic
you to,
masculinity, though.
huh?
That's toxic masculinity, though.
It is. It really is. Toxic femininity to me is running around and just, being a womanizer and destroying lives and sleeping with people's husband and all that shit, using what you got to get what you want in a way from these men. I think that there are versions of both for men and women. Um, it is. Yeah, Marlon. Yeah, it is toxic masculinity. It's saying that because you're masculine, that you have the ability and the authority to do certain things.
Yeah.
That's not fair. It's just not. And like I told you, I'm not a feminist by no stretch of the imagination. I believe in gender roles. That's not building men, no, baby. That's not.
Yeah, but I kind of get back to the topic. This the whole thing. People like want attention. I feel they want to go back to back in the old days. Women was in the house, etc. Nowadays, you do see a lot more women, you see a lot more men putting themselves out there a lot more. So, what's your thoughts about that? Women kind of exposing
Repeat that
themselves.
now, JC.
No, I'm
What do
saying
you?
like a lot of people they want to they want to go back to the 1950s. How women was acting, how men was acting, and then they go back to 2019, how men are acting, how women are acting. It's like a complete
And
opposite.
or
So,
I say, in order
yeah,
for us to go back to that kind of lifestyle as women, men have to go back to how they was back then too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like seriously, men have to go back to working hard all day, not having no phone or nothing, working literally from the sun being dark, from dark 30 in the morning to dark 30 at night, and coming home and bringing his entire check back to that household for his wife and his kids. That's what men back then did.
No, it's 50-50 nowadays.
Huh?
It's 50. It's not even 50-50, but I'm gonna talk about that later on today. So I gotta stay tuned.
Yeah, no. But I don't believe that relationships are 50-50 all the time. Sometimes they 41 fucking 41 what's the other 59 and shit. Sometimes they are 30-70. I'm gonna use it easier because I had to do the math in my head and shit. It's like they're not always, and a relationship as time goes by, it's not gonna always be the same. It's not going to always just be 50-50. There are going to be times where it is 50-50, and then you got times where it's going to be somebody that's stepping up a little bit more and giving more to the relationship than somebody else. And then you got the vice versa, because life happens. Folks get sick, or folks go to college while they got kids going, or go back to school in some kind of way, or make those sacrifices to better themselves for the sake of their family and to leave a legacy for their families. You
Yeah.
love strong, independent women. You know what? I'm finna start ignoring Stanley. I like him tuning in though, cause he ain't left not one bit. He ain't even tuned out not one moment. He is tuned all the way in. I mean, I know you do. Independent women. What man don't want an independent woman? Like, let's be honest. Like, I know he referring back to what we was talking about, the woman in the 50s and all that. Yeah, because it's beneficial for you to like and be with an independent woman in that nature, because you don't have to show any kind of responsibility to that woman. If she got all her own stuff and she doing her own thing, she paying her own bills, she ain't got a roof that she got to make a home for you because she got her own house. You like that kind of woman, and that's fine. I'm sorry for that woman, because at the end of the day, she's still being manipulated. She's still being groomed to a certain capacity that it's okay for her to sit and go to work and come straight home and do nothing, and you still philander with other people.
Yeah, and also
Even
too.
if you being honest. So let's just call a spade a spade. Even if you being honest about it. Even if you told her, yeah, I was over Tasha's house last night. You don't think that's hurtful? Because while you was with Tasha, you could have been spending time with her.
Exactly. That quality time, women love that, crave that. So, you know, it's fun. It's funny how you can give, your boss, so you give everybody your quality time, but come down to your lady, you just want to give them a piece of you.
Pennies,
Pennies,
scraps,
raps. You sit up
throw a
there, give your
bone here
boy
and there.
all this energy, you give your boys all this time, but some of
Yeah,
the
you
girls like,
going you
man,
going
I
to the
just want to
gym with your
talk.
boys.
I
You
want to watch a
over
movie. It's an attitude. You throwing hissy fits. Like, damn it. Ask for too goddamn much money. How dare you?
yeah. For
But you
those
sit
that
up there, you go out there, you work overtime. You know,
mm-hmm.
you go up there and work. A side job you want to. You go out there, hang out with the boys. You go out there and stay up overtime, two overtime. You gonna watch that game to the very end. You don't care how
Mm-hmm.
cold it is, you got determination. I'm still gonna go out there and support my team. If you don't want to go out there and support your lady, that's
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad, and I still personally believe, and he might not even agree with me right now, but I still feel like it's a certain part of his heart that has not been unlocked yet. And if it was unlocked at one point in time, he like close. No, low key, I'm not judging you, Stanley, for real. I'm not. I feel like you, brother, you hurt. That's how I feel, cause I feel like I kind of been there, and there's a part of me that's guarded too, so I understand. I'm able to understand where you coming from. It's just that I feel like every day it's our duty to work on not being like that. You know what I'm saying? Marlon say, I'm judging you. No, like I feel like it's not, I'm not even trying to judge you. I just feel like I know what my purpose is now. So it's easier for me to be able to sit here and express that. I don't feel like you fully understand your purpose here yet. And so I don't know what you do as a profession or anything like that. So, baby, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying. I just know, you happy and content. Hey, because it's easier to no, it's not I know you love and appreciate independent women. I know you do because it doesn't require you to have to do anything else for her. That's what I'm saying. Than to come and bounce up and down on her. That's all that take. You don't have to give her money if she got her own money. You don't have to provide her shelter if she got her own shelter. You don't have to take her to the store or back and forth to work if she got her own whip. You love an independent woman because it doesn't require you to have to do anything for her. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. But too, you
And it
guys
ain't
can see
nothing
it.
wrong with that if that's your prerogative. But I hope that those women understand that that's where you were coming from with it.
Yeah, I mean, just because she's independent, I mean, she don't want to be led. She don't want to, somebody hold her hand, open the door for her, cuddle with her at night, give her, roses, flowers, rubber
Mm-hmm.
feet, massages. She still, needs that. But she still want to be able to be in the passenger side and just allow a man to, be a man,
Mm-hmm.
just be a woman, to find that really sexy that she don't always have to be, always got to be strong, independent. She can just take the loads off time to time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think Stanley out here giving women a chance though. I don't think he giving them the chance to fully show him what love can be about.
Yeah. But yeah, though, I gotta wrap it up, though.
Okay. This is always a pleasure.
Yeah.
And man, thanks Sarita. Oh, I love man, look. Y'all, I'm gonna be back. And JC, we gonna come back with some more tantalizing topics as we always do. and we gonna pick it apart. We gonna figure this stuff out as a people, y'all. We gonna come together. And I wholeheartedly believe that having discussions like this helps, because so many of us, we might feel like we want to go seek counseling, but if we seek counseling, that might that might to say that you crazy or something. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Sometimes we just have to heal. And I feel like these discussions are therapeutic, and it adds to the healing process for our people. And not just putting our particular race in a category, because there are people in general that's just out here that need healing. So we here to talk about it, pick it apart, and maybe get a different perspective, because the way it's playing in our minds might not as necessarily make it true, real, factual. And just hearing somebody else's perspective on something might make you a little bit more at ease. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. I see some folks still chiming in, but y'all can rewind and go back and watch this again if you want to. If you got questions, you can always hit me up, inbox me at BB Speaks. That's BEBESPEAKS. Hey, Perlisha, that's my new best friend online. And now for real, that's my new online best friend. We met through JC, but that's why this is so important, because we have a platform to be able to meet new people and actually be able to bond with like-minded individuals, because that's what I feel like this social media thing is for us all to find each other and start bonding with like-minded individuals, so we can actually make some things happen, change this world, and even not maybe the whole entire world, but just change your own world. Exactly. Network. Work that net in a way. Work that net. And so if you guys want to find me, you can find me on BB Speaks. Saturdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on My Radio Chicago. You can download the app Support District Network, supportdistrictradio.com, or you can just tune into my live chat, because we go live and it be live, y'all. I'm also on 106 next week. That's 106.3 FM. We are going live for that particular thing as well. So just follow me. You can follow me here on Facebook at BB Speaks or BB Trinette, or you can follow me on Instagram, and I am the real Brandy B. And so with that, that's all I got, JC.
All right, appreciate you joining me. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Anybody that want to debate, discussion with JC, inbox me. I always look for new people to talk to, have powerful discussions with, powerful conversation with, and drop me some ideas what to talk about, debate with other people. And like I said, everybody's family, everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all check me out. Make sure you, go drop the link in the description. Or
okay, I dropped my page. Yeah, just put my page in there. Yep. And y'all can like on my page, and find me on social media as BB Trinette. And it's a pleasure. I'm humbled that you asked me to come back week after week. That's a very humbling experience. Don't get the blushing on me. I see you over there blushing.
You're the gift. I'm just glad to be in your realm, your pool.
Yeah, you too. You stay strong too, Stanley. I'm out here strong, baby. I love you. It's all love coming from Stanley. Make sure you tune in. We appreciate you, Stanley, and we appreciate that honesty. Straight up. Like, I ain't mad at all. I appreciate that honesty. I love it.
I'll be on live tonight. I think like 3 more tonight. So I'm pretty busy today. So y'all gonna check me out tonight.
Look at you. All right. Well, until next time for me, y'all, you know where to find me.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace.